Morning, Joe and the Pro. And before I say another word,
what up, Prez?
Bobby Ligs!
What up,
Dude,
buddy?
you're like, oh my God, I'm so excited to have you on the show.
Good to
Firstly,
be here.
one of the most colorful people on the planet. Secondly, one of the single greatest bettors around. It's about
Had my
time.
moments lately.
Well, whatever. It's about time you get on our show. We got to have you here more often.
I agree.
And you know what? With those blue eyes and that the red cheeks and the gray hair,
The dyed platinum blonde.
you're definitely camera ready, dude. Nice to have you, brother. We got to talk free pick for tonight. Couple of football games, but before we get into any of that, Bobby, I got to tell everybody a little bit about how you've been doing, and then I want to hear a little bit about you and who the hell you are. We're going to keep this show short, sweet, and tight. That probably sounded wrong or right. Or right. Anyway, and we got a huge freaking promo for you. Guys, listen to this. This guy is the real deal, period. We begged him to join us at WagerTalk. There is simply nobody better across most sports, all sports, but in NFL, he's all world. He is an ex-bookmaker, a complete and total legend in this space. If you bet all of his plays, all of them, since January 1st, you would be up 108% in profit. I grant you, Bobby, that you would be up 204% if you bet all of mine. But I will not.
That's pretty good.
I will not go out on a limb and say I will beat you every year. I beat you this year.
The year ain't over, Prez.
Okay, you're not going to get me in the next 2 weeks.
Probably not.
But over a 20-year period, I bow to Bobby Ligs.
Well, thank you, sir.
Last week, you were a perfect 7-0 in the Golden Nugget Ultimate Football Challenge. 13-1 in the past 2 weeks. You have a 9-game lead in a private handicapping contest that includes the best bookmakers and gamblers in Vegas. 61% on the season in your WiseGuy Contest at Playbook Magazine. You're up 22% in college basketball already. Your WNBA 61% winners this year, 66% last year. And I leave the best for last. Your NFL is 66% on the season, and we're going into week 15. That is ridiculous.
That is ridiculous, but, the numbers speak for themselves. Happy with the results so far.
Quick promo for you guys. Head over to WagerTalk.com. Use the promo code BOBBY51. That's BOBBY 51. You get 51% off of any package that Bobby Ligs sells, including his 1 full year of plays. We have an echo. Oh, well. It's gone.
Okay.
Bobby, really quick, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then I got to get you on next week or the week after, where all I want to do is stories.
All righty. Real quick, I took action for 20 plus years, Metro Detroit area, all around the world, actually. I had about 700 clients at any given time. Retired in 2010, forced retirement. That is what it is. And now I've come to the other side. I know a lot of people, a lot of players from back in my bookmaking days. I get a lot of hot tips from those, and I made a lot of friendships over the years. And I just kind of use all that information I've kind of gained over the years as a bookmaker, reading numbers, and such like that. And I've known Johnny for years, and he's been trying to get me to come on to WagerTalk, and now here I am.
Well, we're excited to have you, Bobby. And
I like it. I like
listen,
being here.
guys, this is one of the most colorful characters out there. We're going to bring Bobby on in the next couple of weeks, maybe the new year. We'll just do a show like 40 minutes of ridiculous stories.
I've got a few.
Some at the blackjack table, some at the craps table, some at the strip joint.
I've spent a lot of time there.
Yeah, we know that, Bobby. But guys, if you want to send a message to your bookmaker, buy Bobby Ligs' full season for 51% off. And you know what you could say to your bookmaker, Bobby? Let's get into it. Give us an NBA free pick for tonight, and then we'll talk NFL. And I know you've got a meeting in 15, so we'll have you out of here.
I like Orlando tonight, -5 over Chicago. Chicago's terrible. Orlando's holding on to that last playoff spot, 8th seed, and Bulls are terrible on the road. I like Orlando -5 tonight.
There you go, guys. You don't need 600 pages of reasons why Bobby likes anything. You just basically bet what he says.
There you go.
NFL, Bobby, we're going to do 3 games. We're going to start with the Denver game. They're at home. They're hosting Cleveland. It's -3. Denver's not out of it. Cleveland is not mathematically out of it, but they're not going to the playoffs. Denver looked terrible last week. I think this is overreaction.
So I do too. I think the line's too low.
Yeah, it's an over, and Bobby, it's gone down to 2.5.
Well, I didn't see that yet, so that's crazy to me. I thought this line should be 5.5.
I agree. I think it's an overreaction to how bad Denver played last week, and I also think the public generally wants to bet Cleveland. This line is shocking.
I'm shocked by it too. Denver's not great at home, but Cleveland's terrible on the road. So I like Denver minus whatever it drops down to. It keeps dropping.
Cleveland's record is 1-5 on the road. They're 3-3 ATS, but that ATS number is a little phony when you're talking about almost a pick'em game. Those 3 wins were when they were dogs by a much larger number.
More.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%, Bobby. Denver is the play. Look, there's a crappy team right by you.
I'm a season ticket holder. I love them.
Why haven't I been invited to a game? I'm a 4-hour drive away.
When you want to come. Kelly's coming next week.
Okay, next year, dude. I'm no Kelly.
Come next week. I'll get more tickets. I can get all you want. Lion tickets are easy to get now.
You know what? I can't come next week. Oh, I missed it by a day. Anyway, they're on the road this week against Buffalo.
Yes.
Look, they looked good last week. I know they played a bad team, but the bottom line is they tried to win. And
they did try to win. They did not. I don't know if they look good. Stafford threw for 101 yards.
Well, that's 1 yard more than 100. Come on.
It is.
Come on. 2 yards more than 99.
You are right, Prez. You are correct. The local radio reports around here, Stafford and Patricia don't get along. I don't know if that's true or not, but the play on the field shows they don't. Everyone wants their offensive coordinator fired. They traded Tate. Jones is out. Kerryon Johnson, who looked great, for a few games there, he's out. The Lions are just decimated by injuries. They can't score anyway. Defense is playing a lot better. Buffalo's not very good, but, it's going to be another ugly game, I feel. And I don't know if the Lions are going to pull this one off or not. I'm not sure how I feel about this game, but, I don't love the Lions in it, that's for sure.
Yeah, look, I got nothing on this game either. I mean, if I'm going to bet this game, I'd take under the total of 39.5. And I think you're right about Detroit's defense. That's been the one sort of interesting mark this season because they have really played well defensively. Especially
since they traded for Snacks Harrison, they've played pretty well defensively. Jared Davis has played better. They're making some plays on defense finally. Early in the season, they looked terrible on defense. The Jets lit them up for 48 points or whatever it was that Monday night game. I was there. It was terrible.
Let's talk about one of the, if not the most important game of the week. Pittsburgh on a 3-game losing streak. hosting the New England Patriots. For some reason, these two teams seem to play against each other every year. And for some reason, it always seems to be at Heinz Field.
It does, too. I'm a Steeler fan, too. I've been to Heinz Field 3 times. I like the Steelers. It's going to be a tough game for them. You know, I think Connor's going to play. I know he's still listed as questionable. Big Ben is not having his best year. He's been all right. Receivers, Brown and Juju have been really good. But, you know, New England's still New England. Brady's still Brady. It's going to be a tough win for Pittsburgh, and they need the win bad. I think they go to New Orleans next week and finish with Cincinnati, and 3 losses in a row. You know, you can't lose to Oakland trying to make the playoffs, trying to get a home game.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, people talk about that loss like, oh, you know, Boswell slipped and they lost as a result.
Loss is a loss.
But not only that, they were literally down with a few seconds to go. You know,
Oakland, 5 weeks ago we thought Oakland quit on the season. You know, Pittsburgh can't lose that game trying to get, here in the playoff stretch.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a great game.
I do too. Pittsburgh will be ready.
I think this game is going to go over the total, though.
I can see some points being put up, too. These teams, they'll both air it out a little bit. New England's run defense is terrible, but Pittsburgh does like to throw the ball around, to those receivers. Big Ben likes to toss it around a little bit, so.
Yeah, and he's in. He's fine. The thing with Big Ben is, when is he not injured?
He's always hurt, yeah, But for the most part, he gets the job done. He's been a great player for a lot of years.
Yeah, amazing. I like this game to go over the total.
I agree with you.
Bobby, I'm going to throw some other. I know we spoke about only 3 games, and I'm gonna throw a few more games at you.
Okay.
I want to talk to you about the Rams in Philadelphia. Look, Wentz seems to be out. The line has moved to minus 10.5. And I was liking Philly all week, and I'm liking them still. And I know Wentz being out is a big deal, but the thing here is, this to me is not a play on Philly. This is a play against the Rams. The Rams are not covering games. They are 2-7-1 in their last 10 against the spread. Every game seems to be close. They can't pull away. Jared Goff since week 4
Goff hasn't been great.
What?
Goff has not been great.
Well, since week 4, Bobby, his QPR is worse than Nick Mullins.
Wow. See, I didn't know that, but I knew he's not been great. Gurley's been good for him. Their defense is obviously good. The Rams game against the Lions, Goff wasn't great in that game. It was terrible.
But how good really is their defense, Bobby? I mean, this is one of those problems where the Rams are scoring quickly. Their defense is on the field all game. They're tired as hell. Sure, they've got a great front.
Without a doubt.
Their secondary is not world class. Teams are eating them up with the long ball. I think this Rams team is overrated as we enter the playoffs, and 10.5.
I think they're okay. Gurley's a stud, but I do think the Rams are overrated a little bit too.
Sean McVay gave Gurley the ball 8 times in the first half against Chicago.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I don't know what he was thinking. I mean, it was a tight game. I would be giving Gurley the ball either out of the backfield or on a wheel route 2 out of 3 times.
Yeah, when Gurley's get him the ball in space, he can make a lot of things happen. He's a stud.
Yeah, but I'll tell you something. Would you take him over McCaffrey?
I don't know about that because McCaffrey's having a great year. He was having a fantastic year. So
I think McCaffrey is the best all-purpose running back in the league. No matter how much I love Gurley, and I know there are other great running backs, but I mean McCaffrey is all world right now.
For sure, he's having a great year, even though Carolina's fallen on hard times.
So I'm going to take Philly in that game, and we're going to talk about the Carolina game, and then we're done.
Alrighty. I took Philly in that private contest this week. They got them plus 11.
Beautiful. So you're with me on the Philly.
I am.
New Orleans -6 on the road in Carolina. I think ultimately the play here is on over the total. If you guys join Ralph Michaels on Twitter, you will see some incredible statistics.
Ralph's the best. He's got all the trends and angles and stats. He gets it all.
And he's got an incredible stat on this over in the Carolina-New Orleans game. Carolina +6. Look, are they going to turn their season around?
Well, they lost 4 or 5 in a row?
They've lost 5 in a row.
5 in a row.
But it's all been turnovers, and turnovers don't last forever.
No, they don't. They lost. Detroit beat them. Detroit hasn't beat a lot of teams here, and they beat Carolina.
Well, and they have gotten the 2-point conversion, they win that game. Against
Yes,
Cleveland, their first and goal at the end of the game, 4 yards they need. Cam's throws were...
Cash it in.
But I actually blame the coach. How do you not run Cam in, at least 2 out of those 4 times is baffling to me. What do you like in that game?
I like the over, and I think I like Carolina. I lean towards Carolina. They need it. They need it bad if they want to get back in the playoff race. It's hard to win 5 games in the NFL, but it's also, or win 6 games. It's also hard to lose 6 games in the NFL.
Well, that makes me laugh, Bobby, because, we bet for a living. And one of the things I've always said is it's way easier to lose 6 in a row than it is to win 6 in a row. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, it is for sure.
Anyway, he's Bobby. I'm the Prez. This is Morning Joe and the Pro. Guys, make sure to watch tomorrow. It's our bowl preview show with Marco D'Angelo and Drew Martin from Sports Memo. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be at least half an hour long. We're going to go through almost every game on the board. That's a must-watch show. Also, check out Puck Time. It's up today. Alex, it was sick. It's Carmine and Dave Koken. And that's it, my friend. We'll have you on in a few weeks where we'll just talk about stories in your colorful life.
Good.
Good luck this week and keep winning. And guys, go buy Bobby's long-term packages. Use the promo code BOBBY51, 51% off any of his plays. And to the haters out there, I'll end with...
Thanks, Prez.
Be good, brother. Take care, everyone.
See you, buddy.